Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Before we start, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep creating better and better content for you. At the end, share your feedback or any insight you had while listening. Let's begin. When you hear the word strength, you might imagine big muscles, loud voices, strong opinions, people who dominate the room. Our culture often shows strength as shouting to be heard, proving you are right, showing everyone how confident you are. But there is another kind of strength that is easy to ignore because it is quiet. Silent strength. Silent strength is the person who keeps going even when nobody is clapping. The person who chooses peace when they could easily start a fight. The person who hears criticism and doesn't explode. They breathe first. The person who is scared, but still does the right thing, without making a big show of it. Silent strength doesn't need attention. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need to be seen to be real. Loud strength says, "Look at me, I'm strong." Silent strength says, "I know who I am. I don't need to prove it every second." Part 2. The difference between being loud and being strong. Sometimes, what looks like strength from the outside is actually fear on the inside. Think about the person who always needs to win every argument, the person who interrupts everyone, the person who can never say, "I was wrong," the person who attacks first, so they never feel small. On the surface, they look powerful, but many times behind that volume there is insecurity, fragile ego, deep fear of being ignored, rejected, or disrespected. So they use noise as armor. Silent strength is different. Silent strength can listen without feeling immediately attacked. Say, "I don't know," without shame. Admit mistakes without losing their identity. Walk away from a fight not because they are weak, but because they know this war is not worth their energy. Loud people often want to control others. Silent strength starts with controlling yourself. You are not strong because you can shout louder. You are strong when you don't need to shout to feel that you exist. Part 3. Silent strength. In moments nobody will ever see. The purest form of strength is often invisible. Nobody posts it. Nobody celebrates it. Nobody even knows it happened. It's in moments like you wake up feeling terrible, emotionally heavy, and still choose to get up, take a shower, and face the day. You feel the impulse to send a toxic message, to attack, to hurt someone back. And you stop yourself. You are deeply anxious, but you go to that interview, that class, that conversation anyway. You want to escape your responsibilities, run away, disappear. But instead, you sit down and do the next right thing. No camera, no motivation music, no speeches, just you, your pain, your fear, your exhaustion, and your small decision to move one step forward. That is silent strength. It's not glamorous, but it's what actually saves lives, careers, relationships, and futures. Weakness is loud in the short term. You complain, shout, blame, explode. Silent strength is powerful in the long term. You quietly choose responsibility again and again until your life changes. Part 4. Silent strength and English. Showing up even when you're embarrassed. Let's bring this to English. Many learners think, if I speak perfectly, with no mistakes, no accent, no pauses, then I will be strong. So, until that magical day arrives, they stay. Silent in conversations. Hiding in the back of the room. turning off the microphone in meetings, watching, listening, but never participating. They believe that strength is speaking English without fear, but silent strength is speaking English with fear. Silent strength is joining the call even when you are nervous, asking the question even if your grammar isn't perfect, giving your opinion even though your vocabulary is limited, admitting, "Can you repeat that, please?" instead of pretending you understood. Your power is not in sounding like a native. Your power is in staying present even when you feel insecure. You don't need to announce, "I am so brave. I am practicing English." You just open your mouth, say the sentence, survive the discomfort. That quiet courage is silent strength in action. The world will see only the result later. Your fluency, your confidence, your new opportunities. But you will know what it cost you internally. Part 5. The strength to hold yourself to a higher standard privately. Silent strength is also about the standards you keep when nobody is checking your work. For example, you say you will study English for 20 minutes, and you really do 20 focused minutes, not 5 minutes of study and 15 minutes of scrolling. You say you will be honest, and you choose truth even when a small lie would be easier and nobody you'd find out. You say you are trying to be healthier. And when you are alone with food, with your phone, with your time, you make slightly better choices even though you could easily break all the rules in secret. This kind of strength is not about perfection. It's about integrity. Your external life matches your internal values more and more. The person people think you are and the person you really are become closer and closer. That requires silent strength because it is much easier to perform discipline in public and live with chaos in private. Perform kindness outside and live with anger inside. Perform "I am serious about English" online and almost never practice alone. Silent strength is holding yourself to a higher standard when the only witness is you. It's not about being perfect. It's about being honest with yourself. Part 6. How to start cultivating silent strength. Practical steps. Silent strength sounds beautiful, but how do you actually build it? You don't need dramatic situations. You start in small, ordinary moments. Here are a few practical ways. 1. Choose one quiet battle per day. Ask yourself in the morning, where will I practice silent strength today? It could be showing up to your English study time even if you're tired. Staying calm in a conversation instead of reacting immediately. Finishing one task you've been avoiding. 2. Do one brave thing without telling anyone. For example, record yourself speaking English for 5 minutes and keep it just for you. Go to a class, a meeting, or an event in English and don't post about it. Help someone, apologize, or start a hard conversation without needing recognition. This trains you to act from values, not from the desire for attention. 3. Sit with discomfort for 60 extra seconds. When you feel the urge to escape a task, stay with it for 60 more seconds. When you feel the urge to check your phone, wait 60 seconds before you touch it. When you feel the urge to quit speaking English in a conversation, stay for 60 more seconds. These tiny extensions build emotional endurance. 4. End your day by recognizing your silent wins. Before sleep, ask yourself, where did I show silent strength today? Maybe I studied even though I didn't want to. I stayed calm when I wanted to fight. I practiced speaking even while feeling stupid. Name it. respect it. That's how your identity changes. Part 7. Silent strength in failure and disappointment. You can see someone's real strength not when everything is working, but when things fall apart. When you study hard and still fail the test. Prepare for an interview and don't get the job. Practice English and still freeze in a real conversation. Do your best and still feel ignored, rejected, or misunderstood. In those moments, you have two options: loud weakness or silent strength. Loud weakness reacts like this. This is stupid. Nothing works. I'm done with this. What's the point of trying? You run to distractions, food, social media, series, anything to not feel the pain. You attack yourself. I'm useless, I'll never learn, I'm not good enough. Or you attack the world. People are unfair, the system is against me, it's all luck. Silent strength responds differently. Silent strength doesn't pretend it doesn't hurt. It says, this is painful, I'm disappointed, I wanted a different result. But then it adds, this is not the end of my story. Silent strength looks at failure and asks, what can I learn from this? What can I change next time? How can I become stronger from this experience? With English, silent strength is, after a bad conversation, instead of saying, my English is terrible, you say, my English today was not enough for that situation, but I can train and come back stronger. After forgetting words, instead of disappearing for months, you review, practice, and try again soon, not one day. It's not dramatic. It won't go viral. No emotional background music. Just a quiet decision. I will not let this moment define my future. That is one of the highest forms of silent strength. Part 8. Quiet confidence. Being grounded without showing off. Silent strength creates a special kind of confidence. Quiet confidence. Quiet confidence is, you know your value, so you don't need to prove it all the time. You know your progress, so you don't need to humiliate others or compare yourself constantly. You know your limits, so you can say, I don't know, without feeling small. With English, quiet confidence looks like, you speak, even with mistakes, and you don't apologize every 5 seconds. You don't try to impress with big words. You try to connect with real words. You can say, I didn't understand. Can you explain again? Without shame, because your goal is clarity, not looking perfect. You don't need to post every study session online to prove you're serious. You know what you're doing in private. Quiet confidence doesn't shout, look how fluent I am. It simply shows up day after day, in your practice, in your choices, in your small acts of courage. People may not even notice at first, but over time, they feel there is something solid about this person. They are not easily shaken. They don't need constant validation. That solidity comes from silent strength. The thousands of times you chose growth, honesty, and responsibility when nobody was watching. Part 9. A daily practice to grow your silent strength. Let's turn this into a simple, concrete practice you can use every day. You can call it your silent strength ritual. It has 3 parts. 1. Morning. Set one invisible challenge. Ask yourself, where will I practice silent strength today? Write one small challenge, like, today I will speak at least once in English, even if I feel shy. Today I will study English for 20 focused minutes without touching my phone. Today I will stay calm and not react immediately when I feel irritated. This challenge is for you, not for social media, not for other people. It's your private mission. 2. During the day, notice the quiet battles. As your day passes, pay attention to the moments when you want to escape, but you stay. You want to explode, but you breathe. You want to hide, but you speak. You want to lie, but you tell the truth. In those moments, mentally say, "This is silent strength." Name it. Don't ignore it. This is how you teach your brain to recognize your own courage. 3. Night. Record your silent wins. Before sleep, ask yourself, what were my silent strengths today? Write 2 or 3 examples, even if they feel small. I practiced English even when I was tired. I didn't attack that person when I felt hurt. I continued a conversation in English even though I was embarrassed. This simple reflection turns ordinary days into evidence of who you are becoming. You stop seeing yourself as, "I'm weak, I'm a coward, I never do enough," and start seeing, "I am someone who quietly shows up again and again." That identity will change the way you walk into English conversations, job interviews, relationships, challenges of every kind. You have reached the end of silent strength here on English Rise. Today, you saw that real strength is not shouting louder than everyone, pretending you're never afraid, or showing off how confident you are. Real strength is often invisible, quiet, deeply personal. Silent strength is waking up and facing the day when your heart is heavy. Showing up to practice English even when you feel insecure and imperfect. Controlling your reactions when your emotions want to control you. Holding yourself to a higher standard even when nobody would know if you decided to quit. Learning from failure instead of letting it define you. From now on, don't underestimate the power of the battles that happen only inside you. When you say one honest sentence in English even while shaking. Choose responsibility over excuses. Stay one more minute with discomfort instead of running away. You are practicing the kind of strength that doesn't need applause, because its reward is the person you become. And one day, when people look at your fluency, your calm, your stability, they might say, "You're so confident, so strong. How did you get here?" You will know the truth. It wasn't magic. It wasn't noise. It was a long history of silent choices that no one saw. But that changed everything.